Hey guys, how you doing? I'm actually going to break down a property, how I would comp it. This particular one I haven't spent any time, comping it yet, so this is just very raw comps on how I would run a market comparable to see if there's any value in flipping this property. As a realtor, I use the Flex MLS a lot and RPR and Monsoon. So I'm just going to grab the address and put it right here. This one happens to be on Arizona Avenue in Maricopa. So when I put it into Monsoon, as you know, if you're a realtor, takes forever right now. So I'm actually going to throw it into RPR also. And RPR gives me a quick 278 of value and tells me a bunch of other cool stuff like 1,500 square feet, lot size, and why, you can go into view detail to see why it's saying it's worth 278. So then RPR is coming up, Monsoon is coming up now. And so we're going to go here to Monsoon. So I like Monsoon, obviously because it has this Google map here. And we know that from RPR that it was roughly going to be worth around, let's just call it 280 for easy number sakes. So, and the square footage, you can also see that on Monsoon, is 1,500 square feet. Then I'm going to actually just go in and poke around here and say, hey, this one's 2,200 square feet sold, 300. So let's find some other 1,500 square footers. This one's 1,300 square foot, sold 280. So that, that helps our RPR. That's probably one of the comps RPR is pulling up. This one's 1,500 square foot, pending at 280. This one's 1,300 square foot, sold at 280. So I'm also looking just like really quickly if these have pulls on those 280s, right? So no pulls, and the subject property doesn't have any pulls either. So I found 3, 1 pending and 2 closed at 280. So I'm pretty confident that this is going to be a 280 property. Something else you can grab on Monsoon is just do a copy and paste of the subdivision. And I like to go to quick search and do all of these: active, pending, closed, expired. So pull up everything, and then let's not worry about the zip code. We already got the subdivision. So put in the subdivision here, and then I'm going to hit off market. And when I'm in here, it gave me 27 comps. When I off market, I default to about 183 days, just what I do. Sometimes you have to pull less, more. That's just like kind of a good average. And then we know that we're, 1,500 square feet. So we see an active 280, 1,300 square feet, active 315, which is great. Looks like it has a 4-bedroom. That's probably why. So there's our actives in this direct subdivision. Let's go to pendings. Pending 285, 1,500 square feet. That helps our 280 value. What else do we have? We have closed 190. That had to be like a short sell or something. Closed 260, closed 225. I still think looking good, we can get 280 for this property, just based off all these closed. So let's just run it really quick. Let's say it's worth 280,000. And the purchase price on this one's 195,000. So we can just say, hey, value, purchase price. Let's put purchase price. Wants to default to something else. We'll just put P for purchase. And then, rehab, I know that this property roughly, for rent ready, if you're going to do a rental, is like 20,000. If it were to be flipped, it's probably more like 30,000. It didn't need too much. We're going to run on the calculator some hard money costs and a few other things. So hard money, is 12 to 18% really. So let's just go with 14%. So if I buy it at 195,000 times 14%, it's going to equal 27,300. And then what I'm going to do is divide that by 12 is 2275. And then I'm going to take that 2275. It should take me about 4 months to basically flip this property. Times 4 is $9,000. So my hard money is going to be $9,000. When you go to sell the property, it's going to be roughly about 7%, right? You're going to pay realtors 6%. You're going to have some closing costs. So if we're going to sell it for $280,000, we're going to times that by 7%, which equals, I'm just going to put $20,000, just round up. So $20,000 to sell, 20,000 selling costs. So in this market, there's a lot of concessions that are asked of sometimes 1, sometimes 2%, right? Let's just throw in 1%. So let's just say 3,000, 3K of concessions. So let's see if this is a good flip or a good rental. We're going to take our numbers here. So 280, we're going to minus 195 purchase, minus 30,000 rehab, minus 9,000 of hard money, minus 20,000 of selling costs, minus 3 equals 23,000. So there's roughly 23,000 profit within 4 months. So if you're spending 195,000, it's not horrible. I would prefer about $30,000 worth of profit at least would be a good base hit on these type of numbers. So let's put 23,000. You might be able to save $3,000 if you don't have any concessions. To tighten up these numbers to like make it like great, you could mess with the rehab. I know this particular property already got a $20,000 rental rehab on this property. So that's 10,000. So I added 10,000 to 23,000. That'd be a 33,000 profit. But that's a rental. So rent-ready rehabs are always a lot different than a flip rehab. So one of the secrets of like, hey, how do I know how much rehab? You look up at those comps, the ones that sold like $280,000. Well, let's just see this one that's pending. So take a look at these photos. Let's see how great these are selling $280,000. Carpet, it's been there for a while. Countertops, this is like original stuff. So this isn't that great. So that's not, so you probably could get away with 25,000 rehab with this particular one. So it's a small little base hit flip. Not great, but it's okay. But a phenomenal rental. If you can buy in Arizona under 200,000 for a rental that rents out, this thing, man, would probably rent around, I don't know, $1,700, $1,800, which would be great. With probably less than 10% down, you might even be able to cash flow that. We could run those numbers later. So hope that helps you guys running your numbers. Let me know if you have any questions when you run your numbers, and maybe comment on what I can tighten up and do better also, and comment on what you liked about that. Thank you so much.